But the transition I was trying to make, Tim Duncan, the 1997 Rookie of the Year, the number 1 draft pick in that year, the number 1 draft pick in this year, in 2016, Ben Simmons taking 2 games off of the Summer League. Doesn't matter that Ben Simmons has taken 2 games off of the Summer League. Why?
Yes, it does.
You said the Summer League doesn't matter yesterday.
Well, no. It doesn't matter for the game part. For me, what I look at and why this pisses me off so much is this is exactly what I was talking about when we were talking about his biggest weaknesses of, I know when I said, oh, well, he couldn't bring his team to the tournament in college. It's, to me, his biggest question was his mindset. And, I mean, I'm looking at this guy. He's played, how many games since he left LSU? And there have been guys who have been playing more, like Draymond and KD and, who's the other one? My point is, those guys are still playing because they're going to fucking play in the Olympics. And you're this kid coming out of college. Oh, I'm going to take some games off, sign some autographs, take some selfies. Shut the fuck up, kid, and get on the court.
But he's also...
Get on the court and earn your due.
Old man, get off my lawn.
He also dealt with injuries. He's the number 1 draft pick. He is the future cornerstone of the Philadelphia 76ers. What if he goes down with an injury? What if he goes down with an injury?
What
if you're saying fucking bull?
What if he Blakes?
What you got to earn your due right now. Kobe never did that. LeBron never did that. Come on, earn your due on the court.
How many Summer League games did LeBron play? Do you know?
Great question.
Do you know off the top of your head?
Played them all.
How do you know that?
Played them all.
Did you look that up? Do you remember? Do you remember watching the 2003 Summer League?
It was him, and then him and D Wade, that big duel that we had.
That was one game. Did they do it again?
This is something where it's like you're taking 2 off. I look at it and go, you're the number 1 pick.
He also played in the Utah League. He did take a game off that for injuries.
Yeah, and that's another game.
Would you rather him take games off for injuries?
Well, that one was for an injury.
I would
but
rather
this
him
one,
not
it's
play
like
injured in the Summer League.
If you're going to take a game off, then sit on the bench. Don't be over there like signing autographs, taking selfies. Because to me, that shows a guy where it's like, yeah, I'm just here for the party. No.
Okay,
gotta give people what they want.
I want to see a guy who's fucking going to work to get in this league, not this. Because to me, it screams entitlement. That's what it screams to me. I'm the number 1 pick. Blah, 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 blah. Just because you're the number 1 pick doesn't mean that you're going to get everything handed to you. That's what it screams to me.
Did you know Ben? Did you think Ben Simmons went and said, hey, I'm going to take a day off? Do you think he said that, or do you think the GM said that? Do you think this Philadelphia 76ers said, hey, why don't you take a day off?
And
would you rather him just not be there at all? Would you rather him not be supporting your team?
If I was Ben Simmons, I would say, you know what? I'm good. It's kind of like, and we see this with teams in the playoffs too. You know what? If I'm good to go, I'm going to be out there because I want to get better at my game before we start this season. That's what I would want to be.
Still have preseason ball.
Got to be out there.
Yeah, there's still preseason.
Unless it's like a really serious injury.
The first one was cramping, I believe, right?
If you can play,
wasn't a true injury.
If you can play, you should be out there. I mean, come on. I mean, and with the cramping thing, LeBron James cramped in a game, came out, and then came back in.
But he was also carried off the court like a bitch, too.
I know
regular season game.
But it's one of the... But you're just coming into the league. You have to earn your name. You have to earn everything.
He did earn his name. He just signed a huge contract with Nike.
Don't mean shit. It
doesn't mean anything.
You have not
People
played
do
enough
not know
games.
who Ben Simmons is.
You have not played enough games to have the same kind of pull that, let's say, a LeBron James says.
He is ridiculous. I enjoy listening to you go off.
I wish the video was there.
It pisses me off.
We're about to throw a headset on here.
No, I'm not going to throw a headset. But it's like, come on.
Look, it's Summer League.
Crappy Summer League games.
Crappy Summer League games.
Even from your opinion.
Okay, you wouldn't be, if we're talking right now and saying Ben Simmons just tore his ACL in a Summer League game at a preventable injury, you wouldn't be saying in Philadelphia is the dumbest front office in the league.
Then you know what? Let's just not have the Summer League at that point.
Screw you.
If we're gonna be afraid of injuries, let's just not have the Summer League.
It's not afraid of injuries.
Well, that's what you're bringing up. Oh, well, he could get injured.
Okay.
There's ACL.
Okay, if he tore his ACL and they're like, yeah, you know, we could have sat him out, and this probably wouldn't have happened.
An ACL injury could happen to any. It could happen to me walking out of the studio today.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying if they were like, oh yeah,
I could get a Pokemon Go injury later
he had a small tear in his Achilles, and now he's a fully blown one because he rushed it too much. I don't know how injuries work, but I'm just saying. You know, what if that happened?
My point is, you know, you're the number 1 pick, unless it's a really serious injury.
You don't know.
You got to be out there and play. Well, if it was, they would have told us. or they would have said it was
why would they
some
have to?
sort of injury. No, he's got to be out there. He has to play. And it's
Why does
one
he
of those
have to
things-
play? Is it in his contract?
Because people like me, it looks over there like I said, it's given the
you think
entitlement
he's giving out
thing.
a bad image?
Yeah, it's a really bad image for the number one pick in the draft. It kind of shows I'm number one. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do this.
But you were also talking about how Ben Simmons isn't, a true leader on the court. Doesn't have the personality to lead a team.
You could throw this into it. If I'm a guy on that team, I'm going, wait a second. We want this guy to be our leader, but he's going to be taking off summer league games when I have to play these crappy games? What the fuck is up with this? That's what I'd be saying.
It's not inspiring confidence that little bit, maybe. But
That's
look,
what I'd be saying.
A, it's summer league. B, you're taking this way too seriously. And C, Ben Simmons, when he does play, still looks pretty good. I mean, he needs to work on a shot. We've all known that. That's always a thing. But
Yeah, and how do you work on your shot? You play games.
How about
you don't
this?
sit on the bench.
You could also go to practice.
Yeah.
But also Philadelphia 76ers
we ain't
head
talking
coach,
about practice.
Philadelphia 76ers, another number one pick from Philadelphia too. Philadelphia 76ers head coach Brett Brown has defended Ben Simmons after NBA great Isaiah Thomas slammed the Australian team for sitting out summer game leagues, and the 76ers opted for him not to say, and Coach Brett Brown said that Simmons wanted to play, but after consulting with the team's coaches and medical staff, it was decided to rest him.
Yeah.
So again, it was from the 76ers.
You've got plenty of time between now and the regular season. He'll get his games in. He'll play. He's going to learn a lot when he does play in the regular season. This is not something like he needs to polish this right now or else they're going to suck. Look, the 76ers are going to suck. It doesn't matter. He needs time to grow. Let him take the day off. Let him get readjusted, medically healthy again. Even if he had just a small tweak, you know what? We don't need you for this game in freaking early July.
And also, they're talking about, we're talking about a 76ers team that drafted Joel Embiid, who has not seen the court since he was drafted 2 years ago. I mean, obviously they're worried about injuries.
And Noel, who was hurt for a year.
Yeah, they want their guys to be healthy. They're sick of the process, so they want the process to actually pay off and work.
If I was Ben Simmons and
he said he wanted to play.
In the end, then he should have played. In the end,
okay, what are you going to say?
Wait,
hey, coach,
whoa,
I'm checking
whoa,
in.
Sean,
I'm going to check in. Hey, check me in.
Let me talk.
That's like Tom Brady checking himself back in games.
If
he
Ben
could do that,
Simmons wants to play, guess what? They would have fucking played him. It probably went down like,
I don't think
hey,
so.
coach, I want to play. Now you should sit out. Oh, you think so? Yeah. Okay. If you really wanted to play, Ben Simmons would have been out there.
Okay, D'Angelo Russell, a guy who was drafted 3rd overall by the Los Angeles Lakers, said, oh, you don't think he wanted to play all last season? No, Byron Scott had a vendetta against him and didn't want him to play. Do you think Ben Simmons, again, having an attitude, what you're saying is like, hey, coach, I'm better than all these guys. I'm going to check myself in, go against your word, and check myself in and go into this game that you said repeatedly.
He hasn't done anything yet.
You're making an
Simmons
enemy against the front office that's trying to pay you a ton of money.
If Ben Simmons wanted to play, he would have been in that game.
Ricky, but you just said that he didn't want to play because what? He's too good for playing? No, I absolutely don't buy into that at all.
If he really wanted to play, he would have been out there.
He hasn't done anything yet.
He said he doesn't want to play. It's literally the front
but
office and coaches saying you should not play this game.
Hey, you know what? I want to go on a diet, but has that happened yet? No.
That's because you make poor life decisions.
If you really want to do something, you're going to do it.
But he hasn't done anything in his. But you said he hasn't done anything in his NBA career yet. So what podium does he have to stand on to tell the coach, no, I'm going to do it anyway? He hasn't done anything yet. Look, as a young player coming into that locker room, it's hard to be a leader because
this isn't like GM LeBron here.
It's not like maybe not that kind of course about it. It would have been a much nicer conversation of, hey, I want to play. No, you guys, you should sit out. Hey, coach, I really want to work on my game. I really want to play. And then he would have played. It wouldn't
and then
have
they
been
would have
as
said,
harsh.
"Oh, okay, you want to play? We're having practice in 2 weeks. You can show up there.
5-on-5s, all this stuff." It's like, look, there's plenty of time between now and the regular season. There's no need to be like, you need to play every summer league game. Oh, you're feeling a little limpy today? No problem. We can take the time. Don't worry about rushing yourself back in there. Like I just feel like we're blowing this out of proportion, Rick. I feel like you're taking this to like the extreme.
Should have been in the game. That's all I'm gonna say. Should have been in the game.
We've seen great flashes of Ben Simmons in the games he did play. He did play 6 games, and he has looked really crisp on the passing, good on the boards. His shot, he definitely needs to work on though.
He's played 6 games, like you said.
Yeah,
that's more than most players right now so far. I think Cleveland's played 6 games. I think Jordan McRae, their leading scorer, who's nowhere near a number 1 overall draft pick. He played in 2 summer leagues as well. He played in Utah, and he's playing in Las Vegas. So he's played 6 games. I mean, that's usually the workload that guys do play.
And the main thing why most of this hate is coming at him for this is you look at the time since he left LSU. How many games has he played overall? A minuscule amount. When you've got guys who have just gotten done with a playoff run, now continuing to play because they want to support our team in the Olympics. And that's what I think most of the people, and myself included, are on that side of it, because it's like, you just got your huge rest before the draft. What do you need to rest about?
One real quick. The most games played in the summer league, 6 by, basically
for
there's a lot of
summer
players.
league. I mean, you have to break down by Vegas. Yeah.
In Las Vegas.
We're using Vegas as the baseline. Maybe it's just being a good team guy and going, look, I've already got a guaranteed contract on the 76ers. These guys are all fighting for it. This is a very competitive young roster. Maybe he's just like, look, I'm going to give you some more spotlight time. Go get yourself a contract, man. You ever think about that, Ricky?
I know, because I don't, because that doesn't, to me, that doesn't scream Ben Simmons.
This is their chance. This is their chance to make it big. And if there's a team that'll take in young talent for a cheap contract, it's the 76ers.
Literally, I mean, with Ben Simmons, he's played 6 games, started 6 games, playing 28 minutes. It's not like he's not playing. It's not like he's subbing in and out constantly. He's playing. I mean, the lowest amount he played was 24. The highest he played was 31 twice. He played 29 and 30 as well. So I mean, this guy is definitely out there. He's playing games, and yeah, his shots struggled, but we knew his shot was going to struggle throughout.
Right.
He was always going to be struggling.
But he's been so impressive on the passing game, and he'd have, I think, 3 more assists a game if his teammates knew it was coming. They're still not expecting this. It is just phenomenal. Like the behind the backs, the no looks, just everywhere. It seems like he does it effortlessly. If you watch him on the court, he doesn't even look like he's trying half the time.
Arguably his worst game was the game that he put up 18 points in. He put 18 points up, 7 for 13 from the field. He only had 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Other than that, most of his games are close to triple doubles, or he's at least got 8 and 6 or 7 and 6, something around there. It's not like this guy's not working on his game. His game doesn't need that much work.
My whole thing, when I came out with the argument, what did I say? I didn't say anything about actually playing on his game. To me, I opened up with, and it still is, the biggest negative to me is, how good of a leader is this guy going to be when the chips are on the line? Because if you're fucking taking off some games now and you have this kind of mentality now,
he's not taking off the games.
This could help develop some bad habits for Ben Simmons, and you don't want that when you're the number 1 pick.
Now, do you think that his nonchalantness on the court is going to fall into the Jay Cutler syndrome, where he doesn't look passionate? Do you have concerns about that too?
No, I just think overall, this is a guy who, when I think about leading a team to a championship, does he have the mental makeup to do that? And I say no.
4 years to worry about that.
And I say no. Or even get them to a playoff or get them into a competitive team. Right now I say no. Because guess what? He couldn't fucking do it for LSU, so why could he do it for the 76ers this year?
No, because the LSU wasn't a good basketball team. That's why.
Neither are the 76ers, so we're just going to blame...
the 76ers are a couple years out from the playoffs
and
right
the thing in college is you could have one pretty good player or a really good player, number 1, and go to the tournament.
Yeah,
there's 64 teams that get in.
All right, we're going to wrap up this. I'm going to echo something that Ricky Widmer said on this podcast last week. That the Summer League doesn't really matter, and it doesn't mean shit.
I hate that because I love Summer League so much. I enjoy watching it.
It's exciting, and he played 6 games.
The thing I hate about it is...
You're not getting paid millions?
Well, no. A guy blows up, and it's like, oh, he's the next greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's like, really, who did he go up against? Tell me, really. Come on.
He hasn't had a chance to go up against a ton of top talent yet.
Kentucky.
He's going to prove himself in the NBA.
Kentucky. He went up against Kentucky.
Right.
He played Kentucky.
No, I'm saying in the Summer League, who has he played?
Brandon Ingram.
They did
the number 2 overall pick.
I mean, overall. Overall,
they also played Golden State. They also played Chicago, which had a lot of guys who are NBA quality players.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Portis was out there too. Cameron Barstow.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
You know what? I will talk about it when they actually go up against players, and these are for these rookies that are going to start.
Which when are they going to go up against players in the preseason? Which one is that? Not right now. So if he takes off one of these games, why are you so fucking angry?
And then he's going to be practicing all this time. You're bringing up the USA Olympic team. Yeah, these guys were going through a rough season, but then again, do you know if Ben Simmons was invited to the Australian team? I don't even think they made it to the Olympics. I mean, it's like, oh, why aren't aren't you playing for the Olympics? Well, because
No,
probably
I wasn't saying that. Like, I wasn't saying that he should be playing for the Olympics.
But they're just practicing, Ricky.
No, I'm
They're just
saying that
practicing.
these players
That's what
that
he's
have
gonna do.
just gone through are now already working and they're not taking days off.
Okay,
Are you sure
but
they're not taking
what
days
about
off?
LeBron, Steph, who's taking? What about all these
No,
guys
I'm
who
talking
did
about
decline
the
their?
guys who like Katie and a Draymond who did go.
Yeah,
I mean,
those guys did. Yes, they
and
did.
you know what? Look, guys like fucking LeBron who say no, I don't want to go to the Olympics.
Not a leader.
Well, no,
You're taking days off. You're a fucking scrub.
He has
you're bigger than the game.
Dave, he has the
Unanimous
right.
finals MVP.
He has the right to take off because exactly that. How many games has he played since Ben Simmons left LSU
He's
because he
played so
wasn't
many
playing
games.
basketball? He's played a ton of more games than Ben Simmons.
Because the
That's my
NBA
biggest
season
beef.
was still going on.
No, I know.
It wasn't like Ben Simmons like, hey, I'm done.
Well, it's one of those things
How many
where
games did LeBron play since Brandon Ingram stopped playing basketball?
resting this whole time because you haven't had to play
All
games,
this
and
time.
now you're going to take some games off.
Okay, you're okay, but Brandon Ingram hasn't been playing. You know, Brandon Ingram played the tournament games, but I think LeBron probably played more games, at least from that standpoint. LeBron's played more games than Brandon Ingram just because the regular season was going
Brandon
on.
Ingram still only got 5 games.
Yeah, he's only got 5 games. Are you yelling at him?
No,
Why
they
isn't
should
he
all
playing in the Utah League?
I think they all should play as many games as they can. If they're going to have the summer league, play as many games as you can.
They
in
did.
the summer.
He played in 2 summer
I
leagues.
disagree with that. I think
76ers
that
played in 2
it's a
summer
great
leagues.
opportunity to go out there, get some experience in against guys who are in the same talent range as you are. But I'm not going to sit here and tell them that you're a piece of shit. You can't be a leader in the NBA. You've clearly separated yourself from the team because he was told by management to not play a game.
Well, no, with Ben Simmons, I'm bringing up the leadership thing because I had those negatives coming into the draft. I didn't have those negatives with Brandon Ingram, so that's why I'm not bringing them up with Ingram.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, he should play the games. That's it. That's all I've been saying.
It's summer league.
It's
Do what
summer
you
league.
want.
I agree. It's summer league. I think it's been way too blown out of proportion. He played 6 games. He's been in 2 summer leagues. He's been in the Utah League. He's been in the Las Vegas League. He went up against Miami, who Miami was in the Orlando League. Orlando, I think they were one of the top teams in the summer league, if I remember correctly. I believe they went up against Orlando Blue in the championship game. And they won. He put up 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. I mean, it's not like this guy isn't going out and proving that he does have the talent. If he's taking games off because he still wants to maintain that talent and does not want to risk injuries, I don't really blame him. And if the management is saying, hey, you should not be playing these games, I think it's fine, and I don't think he should be making that big of a deal and making enemies over the summer league. Tell us what you think down below. First off, about where you think Tim Duncan ranks in the power forward ranking of all time, and tell us down below, do you think Ben Simmons should be taking off games in the summer league? That's going to wrap up this episode of The Fast Break. If you do want to follow us on Twitter, all of our profile links are in the description. If you're listening on SoundCloud, hit that like button, hit that repost button. If you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button, and do not forget to subscribe. We are so close to 3,000. And also, if you do have the time, check out our Patreon link in the description, patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. We are trying to put out the best content for you, and patreon.com does help us do that. So if you are interested and you do want to donate, we would really appreciate that here. I mean, that would mean so much to us here at Most Valuable Podcast. And we also give out a $1 podcast. So if you are interested, we have guys from MVP, and they just talk for an hour, and it's pretty fun and exciting. Usually have some good stories on there. So if you are interested, check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. But for Ricky and Dave, I'm Sean Anderson, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.